Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something that maybe gets overlooked a bit. Blinds.
Right. Often just seen as purely functional.
Exactly. But we've been reading this great article from Windful Living. It's called How to Match the Best Blinds for Your Home Style. And honestly, it's kind of changed how I see window treatments altogether.
It really has. Our mission today really is to get beyond just, blocking light or getting privacy.
Yeah.
The article positions blinds as these silent design heroes. Think about how they can add texture, finish off a room's design. They genuinely shape the feel of a space.
Totally. It's about realizing they're not just window covers, they're design statements. And the goal is finding that perfect match for your home, your style, and, well, your practical needs too.
That's the sweet spot. And let's start with that balance, because choosing blinds, it's not just about looks. It's this constant negotiation, right, between the style you want and what you actually need them to do. The article kicks off with a relatable story from the author about making expensive mistakes, agonizing over choices for their first place.
Oh, I feel that. Been there.
Yeah. It just shows how easy it is to mess up and why thinking it through makes such a difference.
Definitely.
Okay.
So how do blinds actually do that? How do they, influence a design style?
Well, it's interesting how the material itself and the form of the blind just naturally clicks with certain aesthetics.
Okay.
Like, take wood blinds. Just picture them. You instantly get that natural warmth, right? That classic sort of timeless feeling.
Yeah. Very established.
Exactly. And the article points out they just feel right in traditional homes or farmhouse styles, even rustic interiors. That organic texture works so well with, say, wood furniture or warm paint colors.
Creates a cozy vibe.
Totally cozy. Great for living rooms, studies, places like that.
Okay, they bring that earthy feel.
Precisely. Now, maybe you love that look, but you need something a bit tougher.
Like in a kitchen.
Exactly. That's where faux wood blinds come in. They give you that gorgeous wooden look, but they're way more practical.
How so?
They're moisture resistant. So perfect for kitchens, bathrooms, anywhere steamy or splashy. Plus, they're usually kinder on the wallet.
Ah, budget-friendly is good.
Always. And less upkeep, too. They fit really well in, say, transitional spaces or maybe a modern farmhouse look where you want that style without the worry.
So style without the stress.
Nice. What about the other end of the scale? Something really sleek, minimal.
Yeah, that brings us straight to roller blinds. Their whole appeal is simplicity, clean lines, and here's the kicker. When they're up, they practically disappear.
Oh, right. Very unobtrusive.
Totally. Which makes them a natural fit for minimalist designs, contemporary spaces, maybe Scandinavian-inspired rooms, and they're incredibly versatile. Tons of colors, different opacities.
No, they can blend in or stand out.
Exactly. They can be quiet or make a real statement. Their simplicity is kind of their superpower then. Okay, so we're getting a feel for how styles match up. But you said function is key too. How does the actual room change the game?
Oh, massively. It's critical. Every room does a different job, right? And the blinds need to support that job.
Makes sense.
Think about kitchens. Practicality has to be number one. High traffic, spills, steam.
Yeah, a tough environment.
So the article strongly recommends things like faux wood or maybe vinyl roller blinds, stuff you can easily wipe down, stuff that won't warp.
Easy clean is essential.
Definitely. And cordless options. Big plus for safety, especially if you've got kids or pets running around a busy kitchen.
Good point. Safety first. Okay, what about the opposite? The room where you want peace, sanctuary.
Ah, bedrooms.
Yeah.
That's all about comfort, style, and crucially controlling light for good sleep.
Light control is huge.
Absolutely. So the advice really leans towards blackout options, or at least room darkening ones. The article highlights Roman shades and cellular shades here.
Why those specifically?
Well, they're great for blocking light, but they also offer insulation against noise and temperature changes. Plus, they add this soft kind of luxurious feel.
Nice. Cozy and functional.
For extra flexibility and just adding more visual depth, layering blinds with curtains, classic move.
Oh yeah, layering adds so much more control too.
Mm.
And what about the main living space? The living room.
Living rooms are often tricky. They usually have the biggest, most visible windows, and you need that balance, right? Privacy, but you don't want to kill all the natural light.
Yeah, you want it bright, but not feel like you're in a fishbowl.
Exactly. So the article suggests light filtering options are often best here. Things like wood blinds again, maybe Roman shades, or even sheer roller blinds.
So they soften the light?
Yeah, they let you adjust it through the day, keep the room feeling bright, but maintain the look you want and give you that bit of privacy.
Okay, got it. So we thought about the blind type, the style, the room's job. How do we make sure the blinds actually work with everything else in the room, not just hang there.
Ah, this is where color and texture become these like secret weapons. They're not just sitting there, they're actively interacting with your furniture, your walls, your rugs.
Hmm. Interesting.
So one really smart color strategy the article mentions is matching your wall trim.
The trim around the window.
Exactly. If you use blinds in the same white or off-white as your trim, it creates this incredibly seamless, almost built-in look. Works brilliantly in traditional or transitional rooms.
And it makes the window look.
Bigger. And the whole room feels airier, more expansive. It's subtle but effective.
Yeah. That's actually a pretty subtle trick, but it sounds like it makes a huge difference.
Oh, it really does. Or you could go the other way. Want something bolder.
Like a feature.
Yeah, a contrasting color strategy. Imagine like deep navy blinds against crisp white walls. That makes a really strong graphic statement. Great for a modern look.
Okay. But does it risk looking random?
Good question. The key is you need to repeat that contrast color somewhere else, maybe in some artwork or cushions or a vase, just a touch so it feels deliberate, connected.
Right? Ties it all together, makes it intentional. Okay, and what about texture? You mentioned that too.
Texture, it's so often overlooked, but wow, it adds so much depth and character.
How so? Give me examples.
Okay, think about the difference between, say, a smooth, flat vinyl blind versus maybe a woven wood shade, or a soft linen look Roman shade.
Totally different feel.
Exactly. Woven wood brings this natural organic texture. Linen adds softness. Bamboo has that slightly irregular, global-inspired feel. Texture can make a monochrome room feel way more interesting, or it can echo textures you already have, like in a rug or rattan furniture. The author actually shared a story about swapping flat white blinds for textured natural shades in their own living room renovation. Said it instantly made the space feel more layered and intentional.
See, that anecdote really brings it home, how texture elevates things. Okay, now let's talk pitfalls. Learning from mistakes is always useful. What are the common blunders?
Right, avoiding that agony the author mentioned. Okay, so the biggest mistake, like the absolute top one the article warns about.
What is it? I bet I know. Measuring.
Bingo. Skipping precise measurements, or maybe just not being precise enough.
Yeah?
Because, every single window is unique, even ones that look identical side by side. They can be slightly different.
So measure each one separately.
Every single one. Width, height, follow the manufacturer's guide exactly for inside or outside mount. All of it. Because ill-fitting blinds, they just scream, mistake, looks like a total afterthought.
Oh, yeah. And nobody wants that. Measure twice, buy once, right?
Exactly. Okay, another big trap, choosing solely on aesthetics.
Falling in love with the look without thinking it through.
Precisely. That gorgeous velvet Roman shade might look stunning online, but picture it in your steamy bathroom. Ask yourself, how's that going to handle daily moisture?
Probably not. Wow.
Probably not. You have to consider the function before you commit to the look. What privacy do you really need? How much light control? How easy does it need to be to clean in that specific room? It always comes back to balancing the beauty with the real-world practicalities.
Beauty and brains, basically. Got it.
And one more, something people often forget.
What's that?
The exterior appearance. How do your blinds look from the outside, from the street?
Oh, curb appeal. Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that link.
Right. The article points out you don't need every window to match perfectly from the outside, but having some consistency, maybe in the color or the general style visible from the street, it just makes the whole house look more cohesive, more put together.
That's a really good point, how the inside choices affect the outside look.
Uh.
Okay, great warnings. So we've covered principles. Let's try and pull it together quickly with some specific style examples, like a cheat sheet.
Sure, yeah. Based on the article's quick references, if your style is modern or contemporary...
Clean lines?
Exactly. Think roller blinds, maybe even vertical blinds sometimes, often in neutral colors. And these styles lend themselves well to, motorized or smart home options.
Cool. Hey, what about farmhouse or rustic?
That's all about warmth, natural materials. So, wood blinds or faux wood are the go-to. The article mentions how white or cream faux wood looks great with white trim in that modern farmhouse style, while darker wood really suits a more traditional rustic look.
Makes sense. And for something maybe a bit looser, more free-spirited.
Bohemian or eclectic, that's where texture and layering really shine. Woven wood, bamboo blinds, they bring in that great organic texture, that filtered light feel.
Yes.
Or you could layer things up, maybe a simple roller blind behind some vibrant patterned curtains. It's all about that collected personal feel. Even the little irregularities in natural materials kind of fit that vibe.
Yeah, perfection isn't the goal there. Any others mentioned quickly?
Yeah, let's see. Coastal often uses woven woods or Roman shades for that breezy feel. Traditional leans towards classic wood or tailored Roman shades. Minimalist, super simple rollers or maybe panel blinds. And industrial might use metal blinds or verticals for that functional raw look.
Okay, that's a super helpful quick guide. What about common practical issues, like tiny rooms or rooms with amazing views you don't want to block?
Good questions. The article has tips there too. For small spaces, the advice is often light-colored blinds. Even better if they match the wall color.
Why is that?
Creates a seamless look, doesn't chop up the wall visually, helps the room feel bigger, more open.
Smart.
Yeah.
And rooms with a view.
Yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a great view, you don't want bulky blinds getting in the way when they're open.
Definitely not.
So things like roller blinds that roll up really tightly or those top-down, bottom-up styles, they're great because they let you keep the view clear while still giving you options for privacy or light control when you need it.
Preserve the vista. Makes
Yeah.
total sense. And the ever-present question, budget.
Always. Yes, the article definitely addresses budget. Look, high-end custom blinds can be a significant investment, no doubt, but faux wood blinds get another mention here as a fantastic, budget-friendlier alternative to real wood. Similar look, lower cost.
Good tip.
And for rentals or just really tight budgets, it suggests checking out ready-made options. Places like IKEA, Target, Wayfair, you can often find surprisingly decent, stylish options there without spending a fortune.
Good to know there are accessible options.
Yeah.
Okay, any other sort of creative tricks or solutions for weird situations?
Yeah, moving beyond just the basic rectangle window. For awkward windows, skylights, arched tops, really big picture windows.
Yeah, those tricky ones.
Custom solutions are usually the way to go. Cellular shades are often good for skylights because they're lightweight and insulating. You can get special arch toppers for curved windows. It's worth looking into tailored options for those spots.
Good to know there are solutions. Phew.
And then there's the really cutting-edge stuff, smart blinds.
Ah, the automated ones.
Yeah. The article touches on these. You can program them to adjust automatically based on sunlight, room temperature, time of day.
Wow.
Super convenient, potentially saves energy too. And they often link up with smart home systems, Alexa, Google Home, control them with your voice.
Sounds amazing, but probably pricey.
Definitely a higher price point, yeah. But very cool tech.
Very futuristic. Anything else?
Well, circling back to something we mentioned, layering, the article really champions combining blinds with curtains or drapes.
Not just for looks.
Right. It gives you the ultimate control. Imagine, say, light filtering cellular shades for daytime privacy and soft light. Paired with heavy blackout curtains you can draw at night for total darkness and extra insulation. Best of both worlds. Adds depth, too.
Yeah, that combo offers maximum flexibility.
And one last clever idea, decorative film.
Like window film.
Exactly. You apply it right onto the glass. You can add patterns, frosting. It lets light through but obscures the view. Great for bathrooms or maybe ground floor windows facing the street where you need privacy but still want the light. You can pair it with really simple blinds.
That's a neat, often affordable way to add style and function. Okay, wow. So pulling this all together.
Yeah.
The big takeaway seems to be that choosing blinds isn't just picking something off a shelf. It's this thoughtful process.
Yeah, it's a blend. Your personal taste, what the room actually needs to do, and how it all hangs together to create that cohesive feeling you want.
Windows are functional, sure, but they're also huge design opportunities. They deserve that careful thought, not just being an afterthought.
Absolutely. Treat them like the design elements they are.
And the article had some final key tips, right? Things to definitely remember.
Yes. Crucial ones. Number 1, always, always order samples.
Cannot stress that enough.
Cannot stress it enough. You have to see the materials, the colors in your room with your light at different times of day. What looks perfect online or in a store can look totally wrong once it's actually up.
So true. Light changes everything.
And second, think about quality, especially for windows you use all the time, your bedroom, your living room. Better quality means they'll work smoother, last longer, and just look more polished. It's usually worth the investment for those high traffic spots.
Makes sense. They get daily wear and tear, sun exposure.
Yeah.
Quality matters there.
Yeah. And ultimately, the article puts it really nicely. The best blinds are the ones that make you smile when you see them.
Oh, I like that.
They should feel like they belong, like an extension of your style, not just something you settled for.
That really elevates the whole thing, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
about crafting spaces you genuinely love living in. So that makes me think, for you listening, what window project is on your mind now? Is it maybe finally time to ditch those basic builder-grade blinds and put up something that really says you